It is not common. MS is classified as a rare disease, and if we go on WHO stats, we would say 0.001% of Namibians. That is the prevalence rate that we're looking at.
99 FM, it's time now for MYD Heart. You know, the world marked World Multiple Sclerosis Day yesterday with the aim to continuously create awareness and share stories from communities affected and reduce stigma amongst these communities as well. And to tell us more about this disease that can affect anyone, we are joined by Bianca Özcan, the founder and project manager of Multiple Sclerosis Namibia. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure being here.
Thank you for coming through and making the time. How can, just off the top, a few questions. How can one identify multiple sclerosis? Like, what are some of the symptoms to look out for?
Yeah, multiple sclerosis is a very foreign, debilitating disease of the nervous system. So if we look at common symptoms, we would identify it as brain fog, optic neuritis, that is blurred vision, getting dizzy, loss of balance, memory loss, fatigue, pain. So it varies from person to person, but that's usually the beginning stages of symptoms.
And how common would you say it is in Namibia?
It is not common. MS is classified as a rare disease, and if we go on WHO stats, we would say 0.001% of Namibians. That is the prevalence rate that we're looking at. So that's a very, very small figure.
Yeah.
And that shows how uncommon and how foreign MS is.
What would you say are some of the most common challenges faced by people living with MS?
Okay, first of all, diagnosis, and to get the right diagnosis is a challenge. And then second of all, it is access to treatment. In Namibia, patients really struggle, especially if you do not have a medical aid. There's only a limited amount of services the state can provide, and obviously it's very, very costly to treat MS. So with that comes the financial constraints and social challenges as well. People feel isolated. They feel they are grouped or categorized, belonging to a certain disabled group, if I can call it that way. So there are many, many challenges, and one has to tackle them one by one with the support of our community and close family members.
And to tackle these, the projects that are put in place, but what are some of the projects specifically in other parts of the country, apart from Windhoek, to increase awareness and reduce that stigma amongst the communities that we speak of?
Yes, thank you so much for the question. Our main priority always has been to raise awareness and capacity building and making the connections. By the way, the theme for this year's World MS Day is MS Connections. We're trying to connect the right people with the right, our patients with the right institutions and industries, like doctors, other medical professionals, stakeholders, etc. So engaging with other MS organizations, not just in Africa, but in Europe as well. So, but to come back to your question, our main priority is awareness, and before we cannot reach awareness where everybody can know what MS is, it's difficult to treat it. Even if you walk into a hospital, you will find doctors and nurses not knowing what it is because it's such a specialized illness and disease. So what we are trying to do is to have a global awareness raising campaign through World MS Day. And in Namibia specifically, that's what we do. Try to use the media and the facilities and the nice resources you guys provide to raise awareness in general, to reach other towns as well.
Now, talk to me about the the local patient organization groups.
Yeah.
Could you just expand on, because it's something that we hear in the conversation, but could you expand on that for me?
Yes. We are such a limited amount. We have about 48 Namibians on our database that has multiple sclerosis. So you can imagine there's towns that doesn't even have MS patients, so let alone having a group. But if I can just summarize, the majority of patients are obviously in Windhoek, and then some at the coast. So for where there are more than 2 patients, then a group will form. Otherwise, we provide support telephonically or online and so forth. Yeah.
And for someone that's perhaps listening and thinking, what type of treatment could, maybe they've heard of it, they've heard of a relative who has that, who has the illness, what type of treatment is involved for it when someone suffers MS? Yes,
the treatments available are just to help manage the symptoms and the severity of multiple sclerosis. So the first one would be interferons. You get different types of. The second one would be steroids. And then there's the most expensive treatment, and that is the stem cell replacement, which goes over $1 million and more. Yeah.
Oof.
Yes.
Now, for people that want more information, and maybe they might be thinking, okay, the $1 million treatment is so far-fetched, but there are other things that can be done. And just to reach out for more information and would like to learn more about MS, how can one get in contact with the Multiple Sclerosis Namibia?
Yeah, that's very, very nice of you to offer that option to us. So we can be contacted on Facebook under Multiple Sclerosis Namibia, or contact me directly on my cell phone number. It's 0811-423-543, or send an email, info@msnamibia.org.
Thank you, Bianca Özcan, for joining us. I hope I pronounced the last name correctly.
Let's just abbreviate to us.
That is Bianca, the founder and projects manager of Multiple Sclerosis Namibia. It's always good to be informed, so let us inform ourselves. This is MYD Heart on 99.
MYD Heart was proudly brought to you by NHP. NHP, we are about you.